Hello and welcome for the love of food. Today we are going to go ahead and smoke a turkey. Now, I know that it's not Thanksgiving yet, but because I want to help all of you who are thinking about smoking a turkey, I'm going to go ahead and do mine early. So what I've done, you can't see it in this shot, is I bought a turkey that's approximately 14 pounds. And we're going to let it smoke for the next 2 hours on our Kamado grill. But in order to do that, we need to rub it. And now some people like to rub it the day before. I think it's fine to do it the day of. And also, some people like to brine their turkeys, which is also a wonderful idea. I'll put a recipe in for how to make brine and what to do if you want to brine your turkey 24 hours in advance. Today, we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to try and spatchcock it, see if that'll work, just for the sake of time. I think we'll get some good turkey meat out of that. All right, I'll be back in just a few to show you what I'm doing. Okay, love of fooders, we are back. Here's our turkey, and I want to explain what I did. I certainly removed from the front of the cavity the neck bone. And from the rear of the cavity, there's usually a bag in here with the giblets. Now, those are like the innards and the organs of the turkey. Don't throw all of those away because those are good for your gravy. Or if you're not going to want a gravy, you can save them and use them for stock. Now, I'm going to fess up. I've never spatchcocked a turkey. Now, for those of you who don't know what spatchcock is, that is a way of cutting the turkey down so that you can splay it onto the grill. And here's another thing I'm fessing up to today. The reason I'm doing this is that I've been at a business event all day, and I promised my husband I would smoke this turkey. How in the world am I going to get this done in time for us to eat before 10 o'clock tonight? Because turkey takes a good amount of time. So what I did was I went in and I cut, this is spatchcocking, I cut out the backbone of the turkey from the neck all the way down. And see, if I was doing a chicken, I would break these breastbones apart, but I'm not strong enough to do this with a turkey. So I started to cut it and realized that was a futile attempt. This will lay flat enough on the grill and it'll cook faster than it would if I was just left it whole. So you can certainly leave it whole. Now, I've also made my rub. I have my rub in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this rub all over this turkey so that we get all that flavor going through the skin. And I'm going to smoke this on my Kamado Joe grill with some pecan. And I'm going to smoke it for the next 2 hours. And normally, again, I would not recommend doing this in a hurry. This is something you do not want to rush. You could do this as a whole, but again, I really need to get this done. I'm at another business event tomorrow, and so there's just no way I'm going to get this turkey done this week, and I'm at a conference the day after, so I'm in a bit of a rush. So the good news is that by cutting that rib cage out from this and that backbone out from this turkey is that I'll be able to use that for stock or gravy and it'll be fabulous. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to put this out on the Kamado. I'll try to bring it out so you can kind of see that process and what that looks like. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Hello, love of fooders. We are back and we're on my outside deck. Yes, it's November in the south, and as you can see, off to the left, my marigolds are dying, but I got pansies ready to go in, because here in the south, we can have flowers all the way through till about sometimes mid-February. It all depends on the weather and how nasty it is in the month of January and early February. But again, then our seasons start back up for spring in the March timeframe, late March. So it's great. We do a lot of grilling out here, and that's why we got the smoker. For those of you who are interested in smoking, this is a fabulous grill. This is called the Kamado Joe. This is not our first smoker. We've gone through a rendition of several of them. We started out with just the regular put charcoal in one side and wood in the other type grill that you can pick up for about $200 at any Home Depot or Lowe's Hardware. And then we graduated to an electric smoker, which Nicole has one. And then we got an offer to purchase this Kamado grill. A friend of mine owns a barbecue restaurant, and we got this wholesale. They are not cheap. Even wholesale, this was not cheap. But what a fantastic piece of grilling equipment this is. I cannot tell you how much we have enjoyed this. All right, so let me explain to you really what we're doing. We have, and I'll open the Kamado in just a second here and show you inside. We inside have our charcoal briquettes in there, along with a piece of dried pecan wood, which is going to give a lot of flavor as well to our turkey. And you know we also have rubbed this turkey down, and in my rub, I'll give the recipe on the website, but I've used a combination of a couple of things. I used some brown sugar and some cinnamon and salt, and I also used some paprika and some chili powder. And as a special added ingredient, I found a rub at a barbecue store that I like, and it's really good on chicken, and I'll make sure that I add that to the site. It's called something gold, but it adds a sweetness as well. All right, so let's go ahead. Our temperature is just at about 375 right now on that smoker. We're going to want it to come down, but I'm hoping that by having the lid open for a bit and getting that turkey situated on top, that it will drop. We're ideally going to want this to be at a temperature of about 225, maybe 250 would be okay. We're going to let this go for 2 hours on this smoker, and as you can tell, it's the afternoon here, so I'm hoping to get this off the grill before it loses light. But will our turkey be done? No, because then it needs to still cook, because a turkey takes a while to cook. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it in tin foil and finish it in the oven. The reason we started on the smoker is it will take on smoke, and that nice smoky flavor will be infused to our turkey, and most meats will only take on smoke for 2 hours. So that's why we're going to leave it on for the 2 hours. All right, let me go ahead and open this up. And when we work with the Kamado, we always burp the grill, which is you open it, let some air out, bring it down, and then bring the lid up. And the reason that you do it that way is so that you avoid any flare-ups. Now, if you could see inside this grill, let's see if I can get a shot so you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. My briquettes are in there, and they are heated up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and pop this back, keep it out of the way so that I don't trip over it when I'm working with the turkey and the grill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just grab this turkey, and I'm going to pop it in. That's a big sucker, isn't it? And I'm going to put it right on the grill, just like it is. There we go. Now, if I had been able to spatchcock it successfully, it would lay even flatter. But this is the way it's going to have to work for today. So, as you can see, that's going to sit there nicely. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this up. And look how much that temperature dropped, but it'll come back up. And what's interesting, the way that you control the heat with the Kamado is you control your heat by the vents. If I wanted this to be hotter, I'd open this vent up even further. And there's another vent down here at the bottom that you probably can't see. And that's really how you can get that refined temperature right the way that you want it. So if this looks like it's going to climb up to, again, around that 400-degree mark, I'll simply just come over here and close up this vent a little bit more. And then that way it will prevent it from doing so. The reason that I'm leaving it open that much is that it's really easy to get the temperature high and bring it low. But it's really difficult when you've brought the temperature low to bring it back up higher. So I'm going to just keep an eye on this. It's climbing very steadily. So it's already up to that mark about where I want it. And my gut tells me this is probably going to go ahead and climb right back up to about that 300, 350 mark. So I'm going to just keep a close eye on it for a couple of minutes, watch how fast it goes, and then I'll shut down that vent a little bit. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to burn the skin. Everybody likes that skin on the turkey. Now, when you smoke the turkey, the skin isn't always as good. It gets a little bit rubbery because it's sitting in all of that wetness and it's sitting on the rub. I mean, ideally, what we would have wanted to do was to pat it down nice and dry. When I do chicken wings, I make sure they're patted down nice and dry. But working with such a large bird, it's very difficult to do that on the smoker. But the meat inside the turkey will be incredible. All right, looks like we're holding steady right at that 300 mark. So I'm going to let this be for just a couple more minutes, and then I'll start to close this vent ever so slightly so that I know I'll be right at between that 225 and 250 mark. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and close this just a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit. And see if I can't get it to just drop a little, and so that I can show you. I want it to just, it's not climbing anymore. And as a matter of fact, over the next few minutes, we'll watch it. And it already has dropped like 1%. So I think if we leave it there, we're going to be in good shape. I'll come back and check it in a few. All right, so we're going to let this go for a while. Thanks for watching For the Love of Food. Welcome back, love of fooders. So here is our turkey. It was in the smoker for a little over 2 hours. Then we pulled it out. I cut off the side pieces, the leg and the thigh, and we wrapped it all in a big piece of tin foil and then put it in the oven at 250 degrees. So the total cooking time was between 4 and 4.5 hours. This smells delicious. Right now our temp is at 160 to 165. It's perfect for carving and eating. So we'll post the recipe up on the site. Thank you again. For the Love of Food.